my name is John Carpenter. I've been a personal injury lawyer for 30 years. Diana's case was pretty clear on liability. It doesn't get much clearer than that. Diana was on the way to her friend's house. They were going to her house on the Silverado Trail. They stopped on the way to get some strawberries. While they're waiting to make a left-hand turn, a fully loaded dump truck driven by the County of Napa rear-ended her. And she was in the rear seat. The intrusion into the vehicle was really unsurvivable. It's a miracle that she survived. She made a remarkable recovery, and in ways that was a challenge of the case. The defense in this case was literally that she was better after the wreck than she was before. So we had to look deeper. We scoured the educational records and found that she had spectacular ACT, SAT scores in the 90th percentile. We also scoured the reports of the defense, their neuropsychologist, and defense neuropsychologists never agree with the plaintiff neuropsychologist ever. But there was one thing that they agreed upon. That was that they both agreed that Diana had a 98 IQ after the wreck. That's when my eyes lit up. That's when I said, this is what this case is about. I've never done an IQ case before. I've never framed a brain injury case around an IQ. But in this case, that was the only thing that we really had that couldn't be disputed. It turns out that the military uses the ACT, SAT scores, and they correlate that to IQ quite a lot. And so we had our educational psychologist correlate it to about a 124 IQ to 118 IQ, which basically framed the case that as good as Diana is doing with her grades now, as good as Diana is doing in everything that you can see, she lost 20 IQ points. And so that was one of the reasons why, from the very beginning of this case, I started to do this video, because I knew that I wanted to have something that was clear, that was consistent, that was compelling, that was communicating our message to every layer of insurance. What we did through our expert is, when you drive a dump truck fully loaded at 45 miles an hour, that delivers the same force as a vehicle going 162 miles an hour. So yeah, wow. The jury, the fact finder, all they can think about is 162 miles an hour. They didn't even apply their brakes. And that was the message that the video was so effective of communicating. It was one message, it was consistent. This County of Napa, at this level, has multiple insurance companies. And so there's one, two, I think at least 3 layers of insurance that were seeing my message, not the defense lawyer's message, but my message, the one that I did. And I think that was really effective in communicating to them in a way that was able to get this case actually settled for a record amount in Napa. We settled this case for $15 million. Even though I spent so much time with Diana, when I told her the case had resolved, even I was surprised about the weight that was relieved of her just by the knowledge that this was finally over. I don't always do videos, but this case, because I knew it was a governmental entity, I knew that I'd need something like this to communicate my message up the various levels. My experience with DK Global was actually really great. Every time I called DK Global for the small changes, they did it. And that was a big part of getting the quality video that I got. And that's one of the reasons why I think the case settled for what it did, because the defense knew that this video was coming in.